Question 1. What must you do when the amber light is flashing at a Pelican Crossing? A. Give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. Pelican crossings are signal-controlled crossings operated by pedestrians. Push-button controls change the signals. Pelican crossings have no red and amber stage before green, instead, they have a flashing amber light. This means you must give way to pedestrians who are on the crossing, but if the crossing is clear you can continue. If you want to pass DVSA theory test in first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 DVSA test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 traffic road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by DVSA authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time. Let's get back to the video. Question 2. What will reduce fuel consumption? B. Driving more slowly. Harsh braking, frequent gear changes and harsh acceleration increase fuel consumption. A car uses less fuel when traveling at a constant low speed in an appropriate high gear. You need to look well ahead so you're able to anticipate hazards early. Easing off the accelerator and timing your approach at junctions, for example, can reduce the fuel consumption of your vehicle. Actions, for example, can reduce the fuel consumption of your vehicle. Question 3. You're going to turn left from a main road into a minor road. What should you do as you approach the junction? C. Keep well to the left of the road. Your road position can help other road users to anticipate your actions. Keep to the left as you approach a left turn, and don't swing out into the center of the road in order to make the turn easier. This could endanger oncoming traffic and may cause other road users to misunderstand your intentions. Question 4. When may you drive over a pavement? B. To gain access to a property. It's illegal to drive on or over a pavement, except to gain access to a property. If you need to cross a pavement, give priority to pedestrians. Question 5. How should you drive when you're driving along a road that has road humps? D. Maintain a reduced speed throughout. Road humps are there for a reason, to protect vulnerable road users by reducing the speed of traffic. Don't accelerate harshly between the humps. Put the safety of others first and maintain a reduced speed throughout the zone. Question 6. Where would you find these road markings? A. At a mini roundabout. These markings show the direction in which the traffic should go at a mini roundabout. Question 7. How can you plan your route before starting a long journey? D. Use a route planner on the internet. Various route planners are available on the internet. Most of them give you several options, allowing you to choose between the most direct route and quieter roads. They may also identify rest and fuel stops. Print off the directions and take them with you. Question 8. Why should you check the information leaflet before taking any medicine? B. Some types of medicine can affect your ability to drive safely. Always check the label or information leaflet for any medication you take. The medicine might affect your driving. If you aren't sure, ask your doctor or pharmacist. Question 9. Which diagram shows a hazard warning line? A. You need to know the difference between the normal center line and a hazard warning line. If there's a hazard ahead, the markings are longer and the gaps shorter. This gives you advance warning of an unspecified hazard. Question 10. What must you have when you apply to renew your vehicle tax? D. Valid insurance. You can renew your vehicle tax online, at post offices and by phone using the DVSA vehicle tax service. When applying, make sure you have all the relevant valid documents, including a valid MOT test certificate where applicable. Question 11. What type of vehicle displays this yellow sign? C. A school bus. Buses which carry children to and from school may stop at places other than scheduled bus stops. Be aware that they might pull over at any time to allow children to get on or off. This will normally be when traffic is heavy during rush hour. Question 12. A police car is following you. What should you do if the police officer flashes the headlights and points to the left? B. Pull up on the left. You must pull up on the left as soon as it's safe to do so and switch off your engine. Question 13. Which arm signal tells you that the car you're following is going to pull up? D. There may be occasions when drivers need to give an arm signal to confirm their intentions. This could include in bright sunshine, at a complex road layout, when stopping at a pedestrian crossing, or when turning right just after passing a parked vehicle. You should understand what each arm signal means. If you give arm signals, make them clear, correct and decisive. Question 14. You're traveling along a residential street. There are parked vehicles on the left-hand side. Why should you keep your speed down? A. Children may run out from between the vehicles. Travel slowly and carefully near parked vehicles. Beware of vehicles pulling out, especially bicycles and motorcycles, pedestrians, especially children, who may run out from between cars, drivers opening their doors. Question 15. What will affect your vehicle's stopping distance? A. The condition of the tires. Having tires correctly inflated and in good condition will ensure they have maximum grip on the road. How well your tires grip the road has a significant effect on your car's stopping distance. Question 16. When will you feel the effects of engine braking? B. When you change to a lower gear. When you take your foot off the accelerator, engines have a natural resistance to turn, caused mainly by the cylinder compression. Changing to a lower gear requires the engine to turn faster, and so it will have greater resistance than when it's made to turn more slowly. When going downhill, changing to a lower gear will therefore help to keep the vehicle's speed in check. Question 17. You're driving on an icy road. What distance from the car in front should you drive? D. 10 times the normal distance. Don't travel in icy or snowy weather unless your journey is essential. Drive extremely carefully when roads are or may be icy. Stopping distances can be 10 times greater than on dry roads. Question 18. What action should you take when you see flashing amber lights under a school warning sign? C. Reduce speed until you're clear of the area. The flashing amber lights are switched on to warn you that children may be crossing near a school. Slow down and take extra care, as you may have to stop. Question 19. Why should you make sure that your indicators are cancelled after turning at a junction? D. To avoid misleading other road users. Leaving your indicators on could confuse other road users, and may even lead to a crash. Be aware that if you haven't turned sharply, your indicators may not self-cancel, and you'll need to turn them off manually. Question 20. On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there's no traffic ahead? C. Left. On a 3-lane motorway, you should travel in the left-hand lane unless you're overtaking. This applies regardless of the speed at which you're traveling. Question 21. What should you do when you're unsure whether it's safe to reverse your vehicle? A. Get out and check. A small child could be hidden directly behind you, so, if you can't see all around your vehicle, get out and have a look. You could also ask someone reliable outside the vehicle to guide you. Question 22. Why are vehicle mirrors often slightly curved, convex? A. They give a wider field of vision. Although a convex mirror gives a wide view of the scene behind, you should be aware that it won't show you everything behind or to the side of your vehicle. Before you move off, you'll need to look over your shoulder to check for anything not visible in the mirrors. Question 23. For how long is an MOT certificate normally valid? C. 1 year after the date it was issued. Some garages will remind you that your vehicle is due for its annual MOT test, but not all do. To ensure continuous cover, you may take your vehicle for its MOT up to 1 month before its existing MOT certificate expires. The expiry date on the new certificate will be 12 months after the expiry date on the old certificate. Question 24. When is fuel consumption at its highest? A. When you're accelerating. Accelerating uses a lot of fuel, so always try to use the accelerator smoothly. Taking your foot off the accelerator allows the momentum of the car to take you forward, especially when going downhill. This can save a considerable amount of fuel without any loss of control over the vehicle. Question 25. What restrictions apply if you are towing a trailer on a 3-lane motorway? D. You mustn't use the right-hand lane. The motorway regulations for towing a trailer state that you mustn't use the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway unless directed to do so, for example, at roadworks or due to a lane closure, exceeds 60 miles per hour. Question 26. What does this sign mean? D. Two-way traffic straight ahead. This sign may be at the end of a dual carriageway or a one-way street. It's there to warn you of oncoming traffic. Question 27. A cycle lane, marked by a solid white line, is in operation. What does this mean for car drivers? D. They mustn't drive along the lane. While it's in operation, other vehicles must not use this part of the carriageway, except to pick up or set down passengers. At other times, when the lane isn't in operation, you should still be aware that there may be cyclists using the lane. Give them plenty of room as you pass and allow for their movement from side to side, especially in windy weather or on a bumpy road. Question 28. Where is your vehicle most likely to be affected by side winds? D. On an open stretch of road. In windy conditions, care must be taken on exposed roads. A strong gust of wind can blow you off course. Watch out for other road users who are particularly likely to be affected, such as cyclists, motorcyclists, high-sided lorries and vehicles towing trailers. Question 29. Why would you fit chains to your wheels? B. To help prevent skidding in deep snow. Chains can be fitted to your wheels in snowy conditions. They can help you to move off without wheel spin, or to keep moving in deep snow. You'll still need to adjust your driving to suit these conditions. Question 30. How can driving in a fuel-efficient manner help protect the environment? B. By reducing exhaust emissions. Fuel-efficient driving is all about looking and planning further ahead. This helps raise your hazard awareness and reduces the need for late and heavy braking. This will make your journeys more comfortable, as well as considerably reducing your fuel bills and reducing emissions that can damage the environment. Question 31. You are traveling along a motorway. Where would you find a crawler or climbing lane? D. On a steep gradient. Large slow-moving vehicles can hinder the progress of other traffic. On a steep gradient, an extra crawler lane may be provided for slow-moving vehicles to allow faster-moving traffic to flow more easily. Question 32. What shape is a stop sign? D. To make it easy to recognize, the stop sign is the only sign of this shape. You must stop and take effective observation before proceeding. Question 33. In winter, road signs can become covered by snow. What does this sign mean? C. Stop. The stop sign is the only road sign that's octagonal. This is so that it can be recognized and obeyed even if it's obscured, for example, by snow. Question 34. What does this arm signal mean? A. The driver intends to turn left. There might be an occasion where another driver uses an arm signal. This may be because the vehicle's indicators are obscured by other traffic. In order for such signals to be effective, all drivers should know their meaning. Be aware that the left turn signal might look similar to the slowing down signal. Question 35. Which sign means that the national speed limit applies? D. You should know the speed limit for the road on which you're traveling and the vehicle that you're driving. The different speed limits are shown in the highway code. Question 36. The fluid level in your battery is low. What fluid should you use to top it up? B. Distilled water. Some modern batteries are maintenance-free. Check your vehicle handbook and, if necessary, make sure that the plates in each battery cell are covered with fluid. Question 37. What should you do when going through a contraflow system on a motorway? A. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. At roadworks, and especially where contraflow system is operating, a speed restriction is likely to be in place. Keep to the lower speed limit, and don't switch lanes. Get too close to the vehicle in front of you. Be aware that there will be no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming traffic. Question 38. How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by your motor vehicle? C. Keep engine revs low. Engines that burn fossil fuels produce exhaust emissions that are harmful to health. The harder you make the engine work, the more emissions it will produce. Engines also use more fuel and produce high levels of emissions when they're cold. Anything you can do to reduce your use of fossil fuels will help the environment. Question 39. When would you use the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? B. When you're overtaking. The right-hand lane of the motorway is for overtaking. Sometimes you may be directed into a right-hand lane as a result of roadworks or a traffic incident. This will be indicated by signs or officers directing the traffic. Question 40. You're on a smart motorway. What does it mean when a red cross is displayed above the hard shoulder? D. You shouldn't travel in this lane. Some motorways have been redesigned as smart motorways. At certain times, the hard shoulder will be open as a running lane. However, a red cross above the hard shoulder shows that it isn't open as a running lane and should only be used for emergencies and breakdowns. Question 41. Where would it be unsafe to overtake? A. Approaching a junction. You should overtake only when it's really necessary and you can see it's clear ahead. Look out for road signs and markings that show it's illegal or would be unsafe to overtake, for example, approaching junctions or bends. In many cases, overtaking is unlikely to significantly improve your journey time. Question 42. Which sign shows that you're entering a one-way system? B. If the road has 2 lanes, you can use either lane and overtake on either side. Use the lane that's more convenient for your destination unless signs or road markings indicate otherwise. Question 43. What's the speed limit for a car towing a caravan on a dual carriageway? C. 60 miles per hour. The speed limit for cars towing caravans or trailers on dual carriageways or motorways is 60 miles per hour. Due to the increased weight and size of the combination, you should plan further ahead. Take care in windy weather, as a strong side wind can make a caravan or large trailer unstable. Question 44. You're driving along a country road. You see this sign. What should you do after dealing safely with the hazard? D. Test your brakes. If your brakes have been thoroughly soaked, you should check that they're working properly before you build up speed again. Before you do this, remember to check your mirrors and consider what's behind you. Question 45. What should you do if your vehicle pulls to one side when you use the brakes? B. Have the brakes checked as soon as possible. The brakes on your vehicle must be effective and properly adjusted. If your vehicle pulls to one side when braking, take it to be checked by a qualified mechanic as soon as you can. Question 46. You're driving along a wet road. How can you tell if your vehicle's tires are losing their grip on the surface? D. The steering will feel very light. If you drive at speed in very wet conditions, your steering may suddenly feel lighter than usual. This means that the tires have lifted off the surface of the road and are floating on the surface of the water. This is known as aquaplaning. Reduce speed, but don't brake until your steering returns to normal. Question 47. How does drinking alcohol affect your driving behavior? C. It increases confidence. Alcohol can increase confidence to a point where your driving behavior might become out of character. Sensible behavior might change to risk-taking behavior. Never let yourself or your friends get into this situation. Question 48. What should you do when you're approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? B. Be ready to stop. The longer traffic lights have been green, the sooner they'll change. Allow for this as you approach traffic lights that you know have been green for a while. They're likely to change soon, so you should be prepared to stop. Question 49. You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? D. Motorcyclists. Windscreen pillars can completely block your view of pedestrians, motorcyclists and cyclists. You should make a particular effort to look for these road users, don't just rely on a quick glance. Question 50. You're driving a friend's children home from school. They're both under 14 years old. Who's responsible for making sure they wear seatbelt or approved child restraint where required? C. You, the driver. Passengers should always be secured and safe. Children should be encouraged to fasten their seatbelts or approved restraints themselves from an early age, so that it becomes a matter of routine. As the driver, you must check that they're fastened securely. It's your responsibility. If you want to pass DVSA theory test in first time, you can download our EOS app. App contains 2500 DVSA test questions, 250 hazard perception videos, 630 traffic road signs and 300 highway code rules. Even 98.50% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by DVSA authority. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time.